Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Broadcast. I am your host, Brad Gandel, and I am a realtor at Century 21 Everest. I know last episode I caught myself saying Troop Real Estate. It's still weird to say, but I'm liking the change that we made to Everest so far. A lot of great feedback and actually a lot of great listeners tuned into my last episode with my dad and talking about what he thought about the market and the past markets and everything, and the turkey drive. Huge hit. So thank you everybody for the support. If you still want to donate to the turkey drive, we have about a week left. Again, $25 feeds a family of 10. A Thanksgiving meal, 15-pound turkey, 5-pound bag of potatoes, all the vegetables, stuffing, breads, the works. It's awesome. Today, though, I want to talk about photography and the importance of using a realtor, such as myself, who actually uses professional photography. And today I have a special guest with me. His name is J.R. Maddox. J.R., thanks for joining me today.
Why, thank you, Brad.
So, yeah, J.R. does a lot of photography for me. And actually, J.R. and I met, you were at an office meeting. And I think I was desperate for a second photographer. My original one was out, and I called you.
Yeah, and I think we did headshots, too, right here next door.
Yeah, we did. You're right. Right. So that's kind of how we got started. And that was,
I want to say
3 or 4 years
yeah, right when I first started doing real estate. I would say no more than 4 years, because that's right when I started.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you want to tell me how you got started then with photography?
Well, it's funny because I got started in photography 7 years ago, and I was just shooting my son because he was born. I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to start taking some pictures, and one thing led to another, and I started loving it. And it was actually Scott Petto. He asked me, a realtor, to shoot one of his listings. Well, I didn't know what I was doing, so I brought all my studio lights and everything, and I'm in there for like 3 hours on this little 700 square foot little condo. And so I learned from there as it goes. I've learned a lot since then. And that's how I got started, because then the next realtor, it just became a lot of feedback from a lot of the, like you guys. And you guys talk a lot to other realtors, and pretty much that's how I've gotten all my business is from you guys.
So no formal classes or anything in college or high school?
No. Well, to be honest, I took classes in high school, but those, that was quite some time ago.
And that was were a little different.
They were a lot different. And I take courses online, but I study pretty much on a daily basis because I'm always trying to stay up on top of new techniques and new cameras. So I'm always building up my knowledge of photography, regardless if it's headshots or real estate. I love doing studio photography, and I also love doing real estate photography. So that's how I got started anyway.
Okay. So the real estate just kind of happened by accident.
It literally happened by accident, because I started in studio photography, and then just a friend of mine asked me to shoot his listing, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
And business is going well for you?
It's going really good, considering I've done no marketing whatsoever. I haven't put one dime into marketing.
I've seen you on Instagram, and that's about it.
Yeah, I just put my own stuff on Instagram for me, because I want people to see my work. I don't want to keep it a secret.
Of course.
But I also haven't put any money forward to do a campaign of marketing. And if I did, I would certainly hope I would be a lot more busy. But I'm comfortably busy as I am right now with not doing any marketing.
That's awesome. So, yeah, well, you know what? I know a lot of businesses, especially in CME, the little town that we are. Word of mouth just goes a long way.
Well, and I think that's my marketing, is you guys, me doing a good job and you guys marketing for me is basically what it is.
The responsive time too. Hey, JR, no, I'm calling you last second. Can you get in to schedule a shoot for me?
Exactly.
Or a quick turnaround. That's the key, especially for an agent such as myself.
And I find in the last, I would say, in a couple of years that I've really, really been serious 100% real estate. I'd say the last 3 years. The first year was basically just a learning curve. And but yeah, my main thing is having a relationship with my clients to where you guys are like family, and I want to get in there whenever you guys need me. I want to get in there as soon as I possibly can and get that turnaround. if not the same day, at least the next morning, depending on when the shoot is. So
you just did one for me, what was it, Monday, and I had them Monday night. I wasn't expecting them back till Tuesday.
Exactly. And I always try and get you guys earlier than, possible. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The clients do as well. So, benefits. What do not only the agents, the sellers benefit from using an actual photographer like you instead of an agent going around taking the photos with their iPhones? What do you see as different compared to quality, maybe different angles, things like that?
Well, one, I mean, this is my outlook on it. Excuse me. For me, I try to bring more people to the party is what I always say. If
more the merrier.
Yeah, more the merrier. And so if I have, let's just say the realtor takes his photos, they'll look good. They might not look good. I mean, to him, he doesn't know the difference. So with me, I do this every single day. I know what angles look the best. And I know my camera is 10 times better than his phone. And like I said, I do it every single day. So what I'm going to do with these photos, it's going to be the first thing that any future person looking at this home sees. So you, as a marketer, you want someone that's marketing like you're marketing this house for your clients. So you want it to look the best. If you used your cell phone, do you think that house is going to look its best?
Not always. No. I mean, the cell phone cameras nowadays are insane. But I don't know how to edit photos. I don't take the time. Actually, I like to call myself an Instagram boyfriend. And for people who don't know what that is, go on YouTube and look up Instagram husbands. I'm not a husband, so that's why I'm a boyfriend. It's absolutely hilarious. I only take photos for the girlfriend, and she posts them on her Instagram all the time.
That's
I
awesome.
don't do any other photos.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's not my thing.
But see, it's just not your thing. You know what your expertise is, and that's real estate. So why would you, tackle on that extra, headache of taking the photos and then editing the photos? I mean, again, you could probably do a halfway decent job, but it's not going to do you any good. You're going to make, this is my theory anyway, you're going to make probably, and again, this is just guessing, $10,000 to $15,000 more on that property just because you have better photos. And the reason why, this is just my opinion on it. I mean, there's no serious science behind it or any, testing. But I found with all the clients that I shoot for that they get high-end, they get above asking price in the market that we're in because of the photos. Because the reason why is they're bringing in probably, I would say, 50 to 60% more people viewing those homes because the people are intrigued to see. They see these homes and they're like, I got to go see this house. Mm-hmm. So instead of having, let's just say with your phone, you get 10 people looking at the house. Well, with professional photos, you're now getting 50 or 60 people looking at that home within a given month. Let's just, this is the hypotheticals. But nonetheless, I've had people where they're getting $80,000 to $90,000 more asking price for a $700,000 home. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's huge.
Interesting that you say that, and this actually just happened to me yesterday. I did a deal with an agent. We closed. I had the seller. He had the buyer. I think we closed in August, and he put his buyer's house up for sale out here. He's known the family for years, so that's how he got the business and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm no issue with it.
Yeah.
Called me yesterday, and he's like, Brad, what do you think's going on with the house? Why do you think it's not selling? And I've seen the photos, and it looks like a nice house. Two things. One, I thought it was overpriced for the neighborhood and everything like that. But two, the photos, first of all, it's not even his photos. He didn't come out and take the pictures. The seller took the pictures, and it's the photos are at nighttime.
Oh,
the shots from inside the house are at night. So when you look out and you see through the windows, it's pitch black. And the issue is their kitchen's completely remodeled. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And I do this for a living, so I know what to see and how I could actually see it. They have white granite, but the cabinets are black.
So nothing's showing.
So
it just looks terrible.
It looks awful. The kitchen, the cell phone photos are not doing it any justice. So he asked me, what do you think? Again, I said, price, by far, you guys got to come down. I told him, dude, the quality of the photos, they're just not there. I mean, if you get in there and pay $150, $200, whatever it is for a photographer, just doing that alone is going to be able to actually bring in people or be able to see it. And that's what I
never understood is that, okay, well, I don't know exactly how much you guys make in a home, but let's just say, you're making that, let's just say
15,000.
Yeah, 10 to 15,000, $100 or 150 to $300. That's usually the given price range of an average home that you're going there and doing 25 to 35 photos and possibly even aerial. It is bringing in so much more money for your client and you because that house is going to sell for more. I mean,
that's not just that. I actually use it as a marketing piece in my listing presentation.
Exactly.
My actual flyers I bring with, based on the similarities of the house I'm going for, to try and list compared to ones I've sold in the past, and they see the flyer, and when they see the photos,
well,
it really shows a difference. Like, wow, the flyers look great. I know the photography is going to turn out great. Yeah. That's what's going to really help sell the home.
And that's huge because I've had other clients as well say the same thing where they show their past homes that they've sold and they said, this is what we're going to do. And they, be it 3D Matterport or aerial, a website, all the stuff that I do, video, all that stuff, anything that pertains to real estate, I do it. And they'll show it, they'll show it to their client and say, this is what I'll do for you, rather than, this guy over here that's using his cell phone. Again, it's all a marketing strategy, and it's going to get you business with future clients.
100%.
Yeah, those clients that are coming to that house.
It's so worth it.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it earlier, and I mentioned it earlier. I don't edit. I don't take photos. So for me to know that it's going to get done right, it's going to look great.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be consistent.
100%.
Yeah, and it's going to be consistent and I think that's the main key because I have had some clients in the past that just do 1 or 2 homes a year, and then the cheaper homes that are under a certain price, they do it themselves. And that's fine. I mean, I understand that people want to save money as much as they can, but being consistent, your future clients see your consistency, and if you're doing the same thing every time, because they're going to look at your website and they're going to see all your listings that you've had, and at least this is from my understanding, they're interviewing you by looking at your previous work, and this guy, well, what happened to these pictures, and then why are these pictures better and these pictures aren't better? And they get confused, and they're like, no, I would rather work with Brad because look at his pictures, they're completely always the same, they're always good. I know Brad's going to do the best that he can.
Yeah, actually, and another point I wanted to make too, a lot of agents don't know this. Realtor.com, for example, I don't even know if you know this or not. If you have X amount of photos, I believe it's 25, your listing's automatically boosted up to the top. So if there's, obviously I'm not saying, hey, JR, 1,200 square foot house, let's get 50 photos. I've seen agents who do that, and it's just overkill.
Well, and on that note, I have heard of the 25 and above because it gets you on the SEO better search capabilities. But with that, I've heard people, not any of my clients, what they'll do is they'll take the photos and just duplicate them. So they have, if they only have 20 photos
or something.
Yeah, and they'll put 40 photos in there, but they're all the same photos that just so they can get up there in the search.
It's not a bad little thing. Actually a little cheat code. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people don't know about that, and you've obviously heard about it, but I don't know how many other photographers know about that. Yeah. So the more photos we could get, rather than just a one shot, from one angle on the kitchen, one shot angle for the master bedroom, anything like that, to get as many as we possibly can, it only is going to boost your the amount of people being able to see it.
That's 100% correct. I think I always have taken photos that are necessary, not unnecessary. I'm not going to take 15 shots of the kitchen when it's not needed.
Yeah.
I'll take them from every angle, but then I get special requests like, hey, this is a nice range here. Can you take some close-up shots of it? I'm not a big fan of close-up shots, but if you're asking me to take a close-up shot of a $10,000 range, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, of course. I'm the same way. I see those photos too. People zoom in on
the vase
the
or
bowls.
something.
Yeah,
whatever. It's like, we're not selling the vase. We're not selling the bowl.
exactly.
We're selling the house.
But no, I could appreciate that if we're hiring you. Yeah. So if
I don't want to spend your money for you. I want to make sure that, because we're a team, and I want to keep us as a team. I'm not going to just take excessive photos when they're not needed, unless you say, hey,
we need some more.
I want as many photos so you can have those opportunities to take different angles and use them for your marketing.
One of the things you mentioned, Matterports, aerial shots, websites. A lot of people may not know. So are these things that you also do? And what is a Matterport, to be able to explain it to the people who are listening?
I do Matterport. I do video. I do basically anything. I do aerial photography, aerial video,
drones,
and all that stuff. So, but with the Matterport, it's I would say this last 3 years it's been out, but it's getting bigger and bigger, and I think it helps out with your higher listing homes. I would say anything 900,000 and up would be a good market for 3D. Reason being is you can use it for marketing for a whole entire year, because that link for you for what you purchase is good for a year, at least from my standpoint. Other photographers might not let you have it for a year, but I do. And my prices are relatively inexpensive for what you're getting for marketing. And what it'll do is it basically goes through the whole entire home, and it's as if the person was actually there, and it's linked. You can embed it on your website, you can embed it on the MLS, you can do, or you have a link that you could put it on the MLS, and it's branded and unbranded. So the only thing we can't do yet is add music to it, and that's in the works of coming in the future.
Some really nice elevator music.
Yeah, right? Yeah, and I'm sure we're only going to have like 2 to pick from. It's going to be like, you wouldn't even want to listen to it.
Yeah.
But for me, my understanding is, I'm not a realtor, but what I would think anyway is it's going to be great for those homes that are, like I said, like $1 million, and investors are going to want it. And a lot of people from out of state can view this home and purchase the home without ever even being at the home.
And to get in a little bit more detail about it, it's actually a 3D floor plan from inside the house.
Correct.
It's actually a great marketing tool, and like JR mentioned, I wouldn't use it for a normal $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house. This would be for something that's really extraordinary. And what you could do, you click through and it takes you through the whole house, upstairs, downstairs, front yard, backyard, kitchen area, master bedroom. I've seen some awesome beachside properties from those and everything like
it's
that.
Like taking the old virtual tour on steroids, because it is so much better now. Because when you transition from one spot to the next, it's basically as if you were there. It's almost kind of video-esque kind of, but in a 3D world. You can look up, you can look down. If you want to see the pantry, you can come up right close to the pantry, and they even have ways, it's called Matterport tags, where I can tag, say, the pantry, and if you wanted information on that countertop or the, whatever it is, I could put more notes inside that, so the clients could be
saying like it's a quartz countertop,
exactly,
whatever, with a tile backsplash,
exactly,
like that.
And that's very informative for the person that lives in Utah that wants to possibly move here to California, but doesn't want to drive out here or fly out here to go look at a home.
Yeah.
So it's saving him money, but it's making you look good, and it's bringing more people to the party.
It's actually some of the nicest technology that I'm seeing nowadays, as far as being able to market it. And I know it's not overly expensive either for agents to do, and it's a nice tool. Again, probably something for more of the higher end homes.
I would agree.
But doesn't mean the lower end ones. But that's where the videos can also come into play too. You do the virtual tours where it just goes through and plays the elevator music. I do, again, depending on the condition of the house, the videos, and the videos getting out there. I try to keep them within a minute. My reason is Instagram can only be a minute long.
Exactly.
When people watch videos on Facebook and stuff, I try to keep them as short as possible.
Yep.
I don't know if you knew this. I tried to do videos on Facebook before I started the podcast, and I didn't like it. For me,
is that right?
Yeah, for me, it was just too scripted, and I was more
Yeah.
worried about messing up than actually like trying to get out what I wanted to.
Yeah,
And for
exactly.
me, I can't say what I want in 60 seconds. That's not my
Oh, there's no
persona.
way.
That's not my personality.
There's no way.
So to be able to tell something, to say, oh, photography, it's so great to have a photographer come in and take photos, and it markets your house great. And
60 seconds.
I couldn't do that in 60 seconds. Are you
There'd
kidding?
be a lot of 60 seconds.
I mean, we've been doing this for 20 minutes now. Can you imagine us trying to
Yeah.
sum this all up in
No.
60 seconds?
There's no way.
It's not possible. So the videos are actually really, really nice. And it's more of, you just go through and kind of just get the nice angles walking through and everything, right?
You're evoking emotions is basically what I like to do in a video. You're basically...
I like that. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
When people ask someone, you say that.
Yeah, because it's like watching a movie, if you feel like the house makes you feel good, you want to go see this house.
Yeah.
You want to buy this house. And that's basically what I'm trying to do, is help you be able to do that easier.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make your job easier. Or, I'm not just coming out just shooting and just not really caring. I'm putting a lot of thought into it. And when, I get people... just a side note, I get realtors that, take this thing, they try to micromanage me, and I'm like, you don't,
it's not our job.
I'm not
it's
being
your job.
rude.
You're the one who does this for a
I'll
living.
do it to appease you, but at the end of the day, I'm like, that angle is not really all that great. But
and you're the one who does that for a living, and again, that's not what I do. It's not my thing. So I leave it all up to you.
Yeah, but I have learned a few things over the years of what certain realtors do like and what certain realtors don't like. So I have to remember that.
But that's getting used to the agent.
Yeah, and they're like, I like a little bit higher shot here. I like lower shot here. So I do those shots. And, but when, I don't know, over 200 realtors I shoot for, sometimes it gets kind of hard to remember who likes what. But, again, I look at us as a team, and I want you to sell those homes as fast as possible.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Yeah.
And it's, again.
You make us look good.
You
make you look good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly how it works.
The
drone, you mentioned aerial footage, and a lot of that's done from the drones.
Mm-hmm.
What have you noticed in the past couple of years with how it's picked up? Do you see any, different technology starting up with the drones, or anything crazier with it?
They have some crazy stuff that I was thinking of getting into, but I can't remember. This was probably about a year ago. It comes back to doing more of helping out the engineers of a big lot. Like, say, for instance, they're doing a bunch of homes and stuff like that. And what the drone would do is come through and scan back and forth. And
through the house?
No, through the lot before they even build anything. And what that would do is it would scan the earth of the lot, and they would be able to sit there, and the engineers would be able to say, okay, we're going to need to do this, this, and this. And they were this one guy is making thousands and thousands of dollars doing it. And all he has to do is hit a button. The program does it all. It literally... topography, I think it is, but it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
That's crazy.
And you just have to change out the battery. It comes down, lands, pull out the battery, put it back in, it goes back up.
Well, I guess that makes sense too, because we have virtual staging now. So would that be kind of the similar idea?
Well, that's more on the it's not for the realtor. It's more for that aspect of it is more for the engineer that's building the condo site or the homes or whatever it is. But that's the craziest thing that I've seen with the drones.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think it's going anywhere. Right now, it's gone up so fast because every 6 months they have a new drone. Mm-hmm. And right now, the drone that I have takes the same megapixel as my DSLR camera. And it's a full frame sensor, which, to get nerdy and stuff, is basically the same thing that my $5,000 camera has.
Yeah.
And,
That's crazy.
And these drones are just getting insane. And they just do a lot of cool stuff, and I absolutely love it. And I would say probably out of all my agents, there's probably maybe 5% use a drone, and only like 1% use Matterport because they feel that it's just too expensive. But it also depends on the market where you're at. If you're selling homes for $500,000.
The way I see it, it doesn't matter if the house has a great view, if it has pool or something, if I feel it's necessary.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a $500,000 house or $1 million house. I'm using the aerial.
Exactly.
Same thing kind of with the Matterport. If I haven't used it yet, I haven't had a listing that's just like
justifies using it.
We've got to do it. Now, I've had some high-end listings.
Yeah.
The problem with those were they were vacant.
Yeah. And see,
so you don't want to put...
Yeah, they don't look good.
The Matterport up without furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do virtually stage though. The technology for the virtually staging.
Yeah.
That stuff's amazing.
It is crazy.
It looks insanely real. I put the disclosure, hey, this photo's been virtually staged.
Oh, okay, I never knew if you had to do that or not.
On our MLS, we're allowed to be able to do it. But you could write in, like I put a description in, view of the family room from the kitchen. So if it's virtually staged, I'll put a little disclaimer in there saying it's
house is vacant.
It's vacant. Yeah, there's no actual furniture.
So when they get there, they're not like,
well, what the
hey,
heck?
wait, well, what? I did see that someone did a virtually staging of a backyard, and they put a pool in the backyard, and they did a before and after, and I was amazed at the virtual staging on it.
The technology
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell at all.
Insane.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff always coming out.
Well, and the great thing about that, like you said, there's other companies out there that, third-party companies that do that virtual staging for pennies on the dollar for what it would cost me to do it.
Yeah, I think it's like $10 a photo.
Yeah.
But you could do as much as you want in the photo.
Exactly. And that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy cheap.
Yeah. Especially you have a whole room and you can make it the nicest looking thing ever.
Yeah, well, and then go on the price of what it would cost you to actually stage it. Could be, $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000, whatever. I don't know the exact cost.
And for me personally, I don't pay for staging. If a seller wants their house staged, that's on the seller to
and
pay
why
for.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
And for me, it's like, hey, if you guys don't want to stage it, I understand. I'll virtually stage it, and that's part of my marketing budget and everything too. So for them, it's only beneficial. One of the other things I did want to talk about, you kind of actually mentioned it with the drone. Is there any other cutting edge technology that's going to be coming out that you know of that's going to just help benefit photographers and taking more photos and things like that?
Well, I haven't seen anything that's like cutting edge, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to come out.
Or I gotta have this.
The only thing I would say is currently what they have is like with the drones, they're just perfecting what we already have, because it seems like technology, they come out and then all of a sudden it's just like this new huge thing, like let's just say drones, and the next thing you know it, they perfect it, over the several years. And right now, drones are insane. Like I said, they're basically like a DSLR camera up in the sky, but the camera is no bigger than a silver dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as big as it is, and it's on a gimbal. So that being said, I can make cinematic movies with my drone, and nobody would be the wiser that it was on a $1,500 piece of plastic in the sky. And that's amazing to me in itself. But with like the 3D Matterport, what they're doing with that now is they're making it faster, because it's a slow process.
It does take a while for the photos to load when you go through.
Yeah, you're doing the whole house in 3D. It has 6 cameras on there, and it's looking up, down, and in front. So it spins 360 degrees. Well, I have to leave the room. I feel like an X-ray tech when I'm doing this, because I get on my iPad and I get everything situated, and then I move out of the room so it doesn't see me.
Yeah.
I hit the button and it goes. Well, it used to take a minute to go 100 or 360 degrees. Now they got it down to 25 seconds, which may not seem like a lot, but
when you're doing a 6,000 square foot house.
Yeah, when you're doing anywhere between 80 scans, that's one thing is one scan, 80 to 200 scans, I mean, that takes forever.
It's got to be at least a few hours.
It's absolutely boring. It's not like it's fun, but that when I get home and I get to edit and I get to do all that stuff, that's when it's fun. It's like, okay, it's amazing.
And it makes it worth it and everything.
Yeah, and it's what I love is on my phone I have the app for what I can show people the Matterport. And when they see that you can actually, it's called the dollhouse effect, where they're coming through a black space and all of a sudden they see their home and they can see through the walls and see their house in a 3D space, and then they walk right through the walls into their house. They trip out and their mind is like just exploding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's some great stuff. What hopefully I'll be able to start getting the more higher end like that. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to start using the Matterports. People will really see it. And again, for me, it's another marketing tool when pitching listings.
Yeah.
And
it's huge for you guys.
Oh yeah, and I understand. We've been mentioning it. Not all the agents have the budget to do it. They want to try to be cost effective. But for me, the way I see it, you spend the extra few bucks. A, it's a write-off for us, and B, now you get to keep that forever as a marketing tool.
Exactly.
So you're looking.
Yeah, you're
looking really, really good to the next client you're trying to impress.
Well, and again, like I said before, those clients that are viewing that want to buy that home, it may, it be planting a seed for down the road when they come in and look at the house and say, hey, Brad, how's it going? I see this listing, I like this house. Give me your card. So if they ever sell that home or, need your services, it's basically the Matterport is bringing them in, is my thought process. And because it's the wow factor. And like you said, you can use that for your marketing for like the 3D is good for a year. After a year, if you want to use it, I only charge you $50 to use it again for another year.
That or just take photos, screenshots of it.
Yeah,
like on
exactly.
The
No,
something.
Totally do. Yeah,
and that way you could print it up. Put it as the marketing.
But you can, if you're doing, let's just say once a year. Let's just say hypothetically you're doing one a year. You can use that new Matterport every day for a whole entire year.
Yeah.
And then if you have another one, because I get it, the agents that maybe sell one home as a listing agent, they're not making, they're not getting a lot of homes, but
they're not in it mostly. If you're seeing agents who are in, only doing a couple of deals a year, it's more part-time.
Yeah.
That I think you're seeing it.
Exactly.
So they're not really trying to wow. It's more of like family and friends.
And I can tell the difference shooting for one that's, does one listing a year and will sell, maybe three or they'll be the buyer's agent for, like 4 or 5 homes a year. Mm-hmm. But selling a home, that to me, I could tell the difference between them and like you. They just don't know what I don't mean it in a bad way. They're just not in it like you guys are.
For the right reasons.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's either ignorance or they're just not. They're not sure. They're learning, and we all have to learn.
Yeah.
There's a beginning of everything. So, but I do see a difference between someone that sells one home a year between someone that sells 15 to 20 homes a year.
Yeah.
It's a big, big difference.
No, 100%. Well, I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Glad to be here.
A lot of great information. Hopefully a lot of people are able to pick up on this. That again, the photography, it does not sell the home. It definitely has to be marketed right. But
Correct.
Having the right photographer, the right photos, that helps get the home boosted out there. So
you are right. The agent is selling the home. Because I don't know how you guys do it. I don't want to know how you guys do it. I just know that's not my job.
Your job is just to take the photos for us and make us look good. But yeah, there's a lot more to it. But having the great photos like that, it just makes it that much easier for us to try and do our jobs.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I'm here for.
But I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So right now I want to just pitch some listings that I have. I want to start doing that at the end of the shows. So right now I have all 3, by the way, are for sale in Simi. I have one for sale at 1898 Stowe Street. It is an attached single-family home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths, 2-story, 1,724 square feet, fully remodeled. There is an HOA of $325. They are asking $439,900. It is a very nice complex. In fact, JR did do the photos for me on that one, the townhome we did last week. It's a cute little property. The downstairs has been completely remodeled. They're just looking to get in a bigger thing or a bigger place. I got one on the west end of Simi, 1826 Winter Dew Avenue. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story. It's 2,287 square feet. Check this out. Built in 1998.
Wow.
No HOAs.
No HOA.
In Simi. You never heard of that, right? Built in 98, no HOA. And it's got some of the nicest views I've seen. Just directly across the street. There's no neighbors. Beautiful mountainsides. Has a pool. completely remodeled. The downstairs all hardwood. The kitchen's brand spanking new. Granite countertops, redone cabinets. The master bathroom's absolutely amazing. Stone, rock tile, or not even tile. It's stone rock in the shower. And what the owner did was they chiseled the rock part, so it's not, the edges aren't sharp or anything. Really nice house. She's asking $819 for that. And then finally, I got a brand new one that just actually went up yesterday. JR did the photos for me on Monday. 2536 East Alden Street in Central Simi. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,926 square feet. Completely remodeled on the inside. It is a really, really nice house. There is possible RV access. The 4th bedroom, he did take out the closet. So title shows as 4. You would use that as a 3 in a possible office, but it's easy to put a closet back in. It's not anything crazy. Asking $614,900. The comps in there, the highest sold one in there recently was $626, and the next lowest was $590 and $591, and I sold the $591 completely original. So price wise, I think we're pretty competitive, and it's really, really nice on the inside. So thank you everybody for listening to this week's episode. JR had a lot of fun with you, and if you guys ever need photography done, real estate or headshots or anything, JR's the man for it. Reach out to me and I'll be happy to give you guys this info. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon.